Let's now determine the value of this complex number expression involving the powers of I. So for this, I'm going to use the fact of the complex numbers, that is I raised to the power of 4 equals 1, I cube equals negative I squared equals negative 1, and I raised to the power of 1 equals I. So first, let me rewrite this expression, that is I raised to the power of 174, and this equals, I'm now going to take this 174 and divide by 4. So when I do that, I get 4 times of 4 is 16, and then we get 4 times of 3 is 12. So we get the remainder as 2. So therefore, this is the quotient 43, and 2 is the remainder. And this means I can rewrite 174 as 43 times of 4 plus 2. So this basically is 172 plus 2. So this means I can write down this 174 as 174, sorry, it is 172 plus 2. And according to the exponent clause, this could be written as I raised to the power of 172 times of I raised to the power of 2. Basically, this 172 is a multiple of 4 as we have seen here. So therefore, any multiple of 4, if you raise I raised to the power of any multiple of 4, the value of that will become 1. So therefore, this value equal to 1 times of I squared. So this is equal to basically I squared. Now in the same way, we will write the other expression, that is I raised to the power of 175. This is equal to I raised to the power of 172 times of I raised to the power of 3. So therefore this equals this value I raised to the power of 172 equal 1. So basically we get 1 times of I cube is I cube. So we know that the value of I cube is negative I. So I write down negative I here. So let's mark this. We got I squared is the first term, negative I is the second term. And then we have the third term is I raised to the power of 176. In fact, this is divisible by 4. So when you divide by 4, we will get 44. We then have the remainder 0. So therefore, we can write down this as simply I raised to the power of 176. This is a multiple of 4. That is 176 is a multiple of 4. Therefore, I raised to the power of multiple of 4. This is equivalent to 1. And then we have I raised to the power of 177. So now we rewrite this as I raised to the power of 176 times of I raised to the power of 1. Because we know that 176, when you divide 177 by 4, we'll get this as the one of the term, and the remainder term is 1. So this value equal to 1, and we have I raised to the power of 1. So basically this is I. And then finally we have the last term, that is I raised to the power of 178. So when you rewrite this as sum of two i's, we can rewrite this as I raised to the power of 176 times of I raised to the power of 2. So we know that power of 176 is a multiple of 4. Once again, this is 1. So this becomes I squared. So we have to add all these values. Therefore, the value of this expression is, we'll do the addition. So this equals, we have I squared minus I. We then have 1I plus 1 plus I. We then have I squared. So we have I squared and I squared, which is 2I squared. We have negative I, positive I becomes 0, and then we have plus 1. So 2 times of I plus 1, this is 2I squared. So 2 times of I squared equals negative 1. So therefore this becomes negative 2 plus 1 equals negative 1. So this is the value of the given complex number expression, negative 1.